Start recording. Okay, so it's Thursday, and we've done our job with the first 2 hours of the week, so today is going to be relatively relaxed. Just want to fill in a few gaps, tell you, prime you a little bit for what I'm going to ask for a week from Friday. And then we'll call it a day. First thing tomorrow, we'll do the actual checking of your what you did for this current week. Just for a review, let's just we have a few extra moments here, I think. So let's just remember where we are along the syllabus. Next week, I was thinking of doing it today, but I think it's just a touch too early. But already next week, maybe we can start thinking about having you guys write down something for me just briefly about what your plans are for the mini project at the end of this quarter. So that's earlier than I would ask you, but as you know, I'm going to be buzzing out like right as we get to the end of the lectures. I'll be like out of here. You can start on your projects at that point. So I need to already have some idea. So I mean, again, the generic thing is you make some kind of a little shooter game. That's really that's the path we're kind of paving in front of you. But you don't absolutely have to do that. So if there's something else you want to do, or maybe you need it for another class project, or maybe you actually want to do prototyping toward a particular thesis idea that's caught your attention. That's all possible. Okay, I'll try to support you as best I can, but I'll definitely want to know in advance so I can wave you off if I see a problem. If it's something I don't think I can support. All right, so we've done scripting, we've done physics, we've done navigation, we've done audio. What is left? Okay, next week is particle week. All right, so particle systems is this very flexible tool we use to simulate smoke and fire and rain and bullet marks sometimes and casing ejection from guns and all kinds of different things. Okay, so it's really a little bit too big for me to squeeze a second topic in there. So I think we'll do the whole week on particles and to a lesser extent decals. So decals is as in like a sticker, because that's the method we use to do like a bullet hole in the wall. And we don't typically actually make a hole, though there are systems that do that these days. That's the really cutting edge to do, to actually make a hole in the material you can look through. Normally what we do is the moral equivalent of going with a sticker of an image of a bullet hole and applying it wherever it's impacted. And we might have a really, really fancy system that knows, well, a bullet hole in wallboard looks different than a bullet hole in wood, which looks different from an impact mark on metal, okay, and has special images for each one of those. After that, we'll go to we'll do a week on kind of the broader environment. The heavy lift there is on terrain. And Unity has a really interesting and quite good terrain system. It can handle terrains that are pretty big. I don't know that I want to build a flight simulator in it, but I don't know that I wouldn't either. It may be worth trying. So it's always very tricky to deal with terrain because terrains get big. They get big fast. To make it worse, people, unless you're doing desert, right, want to put trees, bushes, all kinds of things on the terrain. Those things have an awful lot of polygons on them. And Unity uses a system called Speed Tree that optimizes that process. They're pretty much the cutting edge vendors in that area. So it really, these are areas in which there's plenty to learn. We'll be busy that week, but boy, do they make it. It's so much easier than it's ever been. And it works really quite well. Do a little bit maybe about water, how you mock up a sky, fog, and probably that's enough for that week. And then the last week, this will be right before I leave, we'll go through some of the HUD elements that you need on the screen. Because one of the things I will be asking you to do is, if you do your shooter game, or whatever you do, especially if you don't do a shooter game, to actually have at least an optional tutorial to guide me through, with some to move forward, you press W. Okay, good job. Hey, to move left, you do this. All right. So that's very doable, at least in a crude sense. And again, it's kind of a skill that's super applicable to what most students end up doing here if they end up applying Unity. And then beyond that, we're going to do this project work and brief out at the end. So, okay, so why am I doing this? Just so you can be thinking in your minds. You won't have all that knowledge in your head when I'm asking you, what do you want to do for your project? So you're going to have to use a little bit of imagination. Okay. All right, enough on that. Let's jump into, so I have a file here that I didn't publish yet, but I will shortly. This is going to be, it's partially a worksheet, a workspace for some of the stuff I'm going to ask you to do. So the stuff for navigation, most of what I ask you is going to be pretty constrained, and you can demonstrate it just on these scenes that I give you. There are a bunch of scenes here, and I'll ask you to do specific things like, like just make a guy, Cylinder's your guy, make him able to walk on things, but maybe not climb the red things. I think that's why they're red. Make him walk, but only be able to jump across on the green things. Make him walk around, it's the same scene, but be able to jump across, down and across from everywhere. Okay? So that's mostly what's there. And also, as a free gift to you, there will also be this little demonstration here where you don't have to do anything, but it's just a nice demonstration to maybe show you some properties of the pathfinding that you've had all along, but maybe you didn't know you had all along. So let me just show you. So what I've got here is, you see my nav mesh up there, right? We've got an obstacle that I can toggle. That's that cube over there. Okay, I guess the camera's at the reverse angle. Okay, so it's currently over here. We've got a couple of locations. That's what these spheres are. They're just there because I want to use their positions, right? I tend to call those things waypoints, not actual. And that doesn't represent anything physical in the scene. And then this guy is told to basically patrol between those two locations. He goes to the one, then he paths to the other one, and then he paths back, and then he paths back. Now, you should know at this point how the sausage is made there for setting that up, or be able to guess really well. If I start this up, please prove me right. Okay, he paths over down to there. He paths back and forth. Okay, you get it, right? Okay, so what's the big deal? Okay, so no big deal yet. But what you can do is you can take this cube, this one, and drag him over. So he now is an obstruction, okay? So now when I tell him to pass, he obviously can still get where he wants to go. He just needs to go over the other bridge. Does he know that? Oh, he knows that. Yeah, that's the whole point, right? It's doing an A-star search under the hood. Okay? Now, here's the piece de resistance here, okay? Right, if I take that thing away, so that thing just toggles the obstacle. If I take it away, now he will pass back over the obstacle because he goes the shortest possible way. Okay, but what happens if I'm really, really mean to the guy? What if I wait till the last minute and then say, no, you don't?
Oh man. Must be using the algorithm. Yeah.
Okay? All right, so that system really has quite a bit of intelligence built into it, which you can take advantage of. Okay. All right, so enough fun and games. Save. Let's jump into a blank Unity session because I felt a little bad. We didn't quite get everywhere I wanted to get with the navigation. I think you're good on audio. Did you go home feeling you were missing some pieces? I think you should be good on the audio. All right, so here we go. Let's do some more navigation. In particular, we didn't get the jumping to work, so I'd like to do a little more work and see if we can make it go. Okay, let me make a new one. Just mess around a little. Okay, so what I thought might be fun to do is basically do what you did in the survival shooter tutorial, right? So let's make an agent that chases us. Okay, how hard is that? I don't know. You all did it, but did it register what you did? How easily can you do that? So that's obviously an important use case. If you want to have hostile guys in your environment. You might just want to be moving them between waypoints and move them from one shooting position to another shooting position. But you might also want them to charge up, suicide bomber style, right? How would you do that? So we'll use that for an excuse to go back through and just exercise the mechanics one more time. And maybe get some automated jump across behavior going if we're lucky. Okay, so here we go. Let's go 3D object. I'm going to need a plane to stand on. There we go. That's probably way too small, so let me stretch it out in the inspector by a factor of 10 in X and a factor of 10 in Z. Okay, and now I need me in the scene, so the controller we have is probably the best way to do that. Import that same package that I gave you for the FPS controller. All right. Okay, well, before I set up, let's start with just an empty plane and set up for navigation. How hard is that at this point, right? So get your navigation window up. Remember, window A, it's AI, window AI navigation, right? If you don't have it there, go in and make sure the plane is navigation static. Bake, boom, done. Okay. Next, I want I want myself in the scene. So let's go to standard assets, characters, first-person controller, prefabs, FPS controller. Drop me out in the middle, and then I'm going to want I guess I can get rid of the main camera so it doesn't complain. You go away. Okay. Now I'm going to add in my hostile dude here, a cylinder. And let's get him away from me. He needs to start out. Hey. All right, it looks okay. All right, so what do we do to make this guy use the navigation system? What's the first step?
You gotta bake it.
No.
Navigation.
So we gotta do something with the navigation system.
Mesh agent.
Nav mesh agent, yes. A component that we must add to our guy here. So let's go into inspector, add component, navigation, nav mesh agent. Boom, there we go. Okay, how do we make it move somewhere?
You gotta make it goal.
Yes,
You gotta
goal,
make
but
it
it's
goal.
actually called destination. Okay, so there's a destination property. So what we're going to do is we're going to set it to us. Okay? And unlike what we did in some of the demos, you better not do it just one time, otherwise we'll move to where you were, right? At where you were at the start. If we want him to always move to us, we've got to update that thing. Now I'm going to update it every frame. Is it really necessary that he adjust and recompute his A-star path to me every frame? Probably not. Okay, probably you could do that every few frames to spread the computation out, but the lazy thing for a simple demo is just to do it every frame. So we're going to do it every frame. All right, so let's go. We've got our guy. We've got to add a script on. New script. We'll call it chase. Okay, add it. Okay, now we want to edit it. And here comes Visual Studio to help us out. Okay, so in the update, not the start, I want to get the nav mesh agent component. All right, and it's going to complain. Why is it complaining? Why is it red?
Does the component, you have to initialize it in start or something else?
No, no.
Do you find it?
Type or namespace name not found. Why not?
Needing a using directive.
You need a using directive. Yeah, this is new, so you'll see a lot of stuff on the web here that won't work for you unless you do this. It's called AI, yeah, so there we go. Red line gone. Okay, we have the component. We'll look for the destination property. Okay, now I want to set this equal to me. How do I help me with the mechanics of this? What's the easy way to get that set to me every frame? What's the normal Unity way?
You create a public variable and then you drag it in.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly it. So we'll make a we'll make a public. Again, they call it. They tend to use transforms when it's just. It could just as well be a game object. We'll call it our target. Okay, and then we can come down here and say, okay, our target is a transform, so it definitely has a position like that. Okay, and we should be good to go. If we just, now it's going to refresh, and now here's my target field here. Of course, I've got to initialize it. I think the smart thing to do is to go to the actual first-person character. It probably doesn't make much difference. And just drag that in to be the target. Okay, and now when I start this up, I can see my buddy heading right for me. All right. Now, how hard would it be to have multiple guys chasing me at this point?
Just make it a prefab and drag and drop.
Yeah, I think we can do that. Yeah, or even maybe just duplicate. But yeah, I think actually making it a prefab is really the right idea. I wasn't going to do that, but thanks for saying that, because I think that is the right way. Drag that down here. Now we have our prefab. All right, now we can bring it up. Now, hopefully, let's see what it does with the, okay, see the target is uninitialized, so I've got to go and, actually, let's make him chase the other cylinder. Give me a break. All right, here we go. Conga line time. All right, he's coming for me, the other guy's coming for him. That's right, get them in a line. I want to save bullets. All right, fine. All right, good, cool. All right. So back to the problem that the thing I felt bad about is we didn't get the automated jump across behavior, and I'm asking you to do it I'm going to ask you to do it for next Friday. So probably it's only fair that I do it at least once. So let's make something we can jump off. So I'm going to add in a cube. Okay, I'm going to scale it up. Let me see. I'm going to scale it up big time in a couple different dimensions. Let me go to scaling. Let's scale it this way. Okay, that's pretty good. And this is actually going to be like a ramp, so I'm going to make it. I've learned I'm really clumsy running up these ramps, so let's make it nice and wide. Okay, and then what we want to do is rotate it. Okay, that's good and high. And then I can maybe come to the side and get the position a little better. You can kind of see. All right, maybe like that. Okay, and then maybe I push it back a little bit. Okay, so what I actually want, I wanted something I can jump over to. Now, I warned you, and I warned you before and I'll warn you again. One of the things that got me when I was messing with it is that it's very sensitive to both the place where you want to jump from and the place you want to jump to. If you expect Unity to find those positions for you, they better be at about the same height. So I'm going to make it exactly the same height to avoid that problem. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but it has to be quite close. All right, so I'm going to grab this and I'm going to duplicate it. Control D will duplicate it. So there it is over there. So it's right on top. You can pull the copy off. Okay, and now we can go and rotate it around by going to the Y rotation and saying flip around 180 degrees. Okay, and something doesn't look, oh, it looks okay. Okay, but I don't want to make it a huge jump because then I'm going to fumble that too. It should be something of a jump. All right. All right. So there we go. All right, so we can already start this. And my guys will try to form their conga line, but we can, while they're goofing around, we can just make sure we can make our jump. Jump. All right, not a problem. I can get over it. I can actually jump a lot further than that. Okay, great. Now, of course, our the dudes are just going to ignore it, right? I mean, I don't even look at the tops of them are clipping the top. I'm not sure why that's allowed. So the collider must not be actually as tall as the cylinder. Look, they pushed me around even. Look at that. How rude. All right. All right. You see, we really need to add shooting to this game, but all right. No, we won't get that far. Okay, so next thing. Let's just go and let them on the ramps. So they weren't even allowed to go on the ramps because they weren't static, right? So they were getting ignored by the nav mesh. Yes, I can grab this one, go to the object page, say nav static, and go here. Nav static, and actually, let's just go right into it, and let's allow off-mesh links in between the two because that's what I'm hoping for. Okay. And then the other thing we're going to have to do, you can bake now, but you're going to be disappointed. If you bake, okay, it bakes those in. They're going to be able to run up after me, but they're not going to be able to follow me. Okay, which actually would be kind of good. We can like lure them up, and then we can jump over to the other side, and they have to go the whole way back around. Well, that's worth seeing. Where are my buddies? Oh, there you can see in the scenes up above. Here they come. Coming into view. Okay, they're coming up the ramp. Okay, bye guys. Bye suckers. Alright, see, they got to go the whole way back around to find me. Alright, but now we're going to fix that by allowing a jump distance here. So if we allow, I don't know, 5 meters should be plenty, I think. If not, I'll just change it till it works. Okay, it's not really rocket science. And go in and say bake, and now you see, look, there's 4 or 5 different off-mesh links that have been added across there. Okay, so if we start again, this time the story should be different. Okay, they're coming for me. I see them in the scene window. Oh no, they came there. What were they doing? Oh, they were going to jump over to get me because I see. Okay, I didn't understand. All right, let me make sure we get to see it properly. Let's let them come in behind me. Okay, here they come. Let's do it again. Okay, so you can see them coming in. This time they actually are coming in behind me. I didn't realize they were in front of me last time. Oh, I fell. What an idiot. All right, let's try again. Yeah, there they go. Okay, you can see they can jump, right? So it's not much to believe that they would actually come and jump across. Here they come. Okay, the jumps look pretty shabby, but it works. Okay, definitely within the fidelity expectations of this course. All right. Okay, so that's the main thing. That's the only thing we didn't get working. Again, don't expect automated jumping up behavior. That just isn't going to happen. They're not going to generate jump up kinds of links. But you can get around that by making your own off-mesh links manually. Hopefully you remember that. If not, you can always review it in the lecture. Or you can review it now, for that matter, if you think you need it. Any questions? That's really. I think we're good for next Friday. Okay, cool. Then on Monday we'll start in with particles and maybe a little decals. Okay. Awesome.
We're ready to show you a project. We can do that now, sir.
Uh,
I don't see why not, but I've got to actually make a grade sheet for it, which I didn't do yet. So literally right now, no, but maybe within 10 minutes, I can at least get whoever is most urgent to get it done. Sure.
Perfect score is you just mark that down.
Yeah, sure.